Congratulations to all of you who decided to participate along with me in the annual A2Zen Life No Spend Challenge. Pat yourselves on the back because you did it. I took a poll before we started and 73% of you who voted said you were on board with doing a 1-month no spend with me. But I also got so many questions on how to do a no spend challenge the right way. Like questions on what kinds of things to cut spending on, and whether or not it would be acceptable to use gift cards or buy birthday presents for people. So since we just wrapped up our 1-month no spend challenge, I thought it might be helpful for me to go back and answer some of your most frequently asked questions, as well as share our results from this 1-month no spend. And we only had one slip up during this no spend challenge. Or did we?
Ooh, the plot thickens.
Make sure to stick around until the end of the video to help me decide if this mini shopping spree was a fail or a success. Let's dive in. So first of all, what do we mean by no spend challenge? Well, no spends are also called spending freezes or no buys. And basically what it means is you stop spending money on non-essentials or in certain categories for a predetermined period of time. And essentials are things like groceries, your mortgage or rent payments, the gas you need to put into your car to get to work. These kinds of things are non-negotiable and you need to keep paying them. And then non-essentials are the other things that don't fit into these categories. Things like new clothes, going out to happy hour with your friends after work, or buying new makeup or beauty products. Those kinds of things would be considered non-essential items. And you can have no spends that tackle all of the non-essential categories, or you can focus on certain categories that are kind of a saving pain point for yourself, like if you tend to overspend on makeup products, or you tend to overspend on going out to eat with your friends. You can do category-specific no-spend challenges. I feel like this thing is actually like really high. Hold on a second. Extreme close-up. This is so awkward. Better. So the next question is, how long do no spend challenges last? You could do a no spend challenge over the weekend. You could do a 1-week no spend challenge. You could do 2 weeks of no spend challenging. You could do an entire month, or even up to an entire year or more. There's no right or wrong way to decide how long to do a no spend challenge. Like some people like to do one big long no spend challenge, say a month or a year. And some people like to do small mini challenges throughout the course of the year, like say 1 week out of all of the 12 months. The one thing I would suggest if you're new to no spend challenges is to not jump into a really long challenge without having tested the waters first, and try a shorter challenge, maybe like a weekend or a week, a 7-day challenge, to test the waters a little bit and see how it feels to not spend money. It's a lot harder than most people expect. So what kinds of rules should you set for your no spend challenge? Like I said, there's no right or wrong way to do a no spend challenge, but there are kind of these basic frameworks that will help you set some ground rules and guidelines to help make it easier for you and increase your chances of having a successful no spend challenge and saving more money. One thing I like to do is make it visual, and what I use is my No Spend Challenge printable, which is part of my 50-page minimalist budget bundle that's available in the A2Zen Life shop. But even if you don't have a special printable for this, you can just like grab a calendar that's laying around your house, or print off a free calendar that's available many places online, and that can really help you visualize and stay on track with your progress. It also helps to kind of think about your why, and having a why helps make it easier to say no to buying things because you remember why you're trying to save that money in the first place and why it is so important for you to save money. So maybe it's something like saving up money for a down payment on a new home, or you're trying to pay off your credit card debt. We decided that we were going to be saving up for our summer vacation, and then we also decided to give the boys a special treat and buy them a new video game if we all did well in the no spend challenge, and they did very well. Sometimes they were even reminding me and my husband, and they loved coloring in the printable and helping me with that and counting down the days. And then the next thing you can do is set your guidelines. So that means things like picking the start date where you're going to start your no spend challenge, deciding how long your no spend challenge is going to be, setting the rules of like what categories you want to cut on and what exceptions you might want to make. And I actually have another video with more tips on how to do a no spend challenge, as well as how to modify your no spend challenge. to make it easier or harder. So I will make sure to link that video up here and down in the description box below for you if you want to check it out to get more tips and find out more about the 3 different levels of no spend challenges. My family decided that we were going to do a medium level no buy, and the rules that we set for ourselves were no dining out, new clothes, makeup, etc., no buying new books or games, and this was mostly targeted towards our kids, and we did discuss it with them in advance. No buying new home decor or kitchen stuff like appliances or this or that. And we did set some exceptions, and our exceptions were as follows. Of course, we said it would be okay to spend money on things like necessities. Again, things like bills, groceries, utilities, etc. And we also said that it would be okay for us to replace things as they break or run out, as well as being able to buy any medications or stuff that we might need for emergencies. And then the last exception that we set was it would be okay to buy gifts or birthday stuff for friends if we were invited to parties. And we'll talk about that again in a little bit. And another common question was if it was acceptable to buy gifts, whether it was for birthdays or whatever. And I would say yes, just make that a clear exception before you start your no spend challenge, especially if you know that someone has a birthday coming up. You can pre-plan for that, and maybe you can challenge yourself to stick within a certain budget for gifts. I know that holiday no spends are very popular, and then if you're trying to save money, having conversations about maybe people sticking within like a certain budget of say $20 or under $50 for their holiday spending, or doing things like Secret Santa where you're only buying one gift, that can be really helpful for approaching gift giving in a way that's still on par with your money goals and frugal living. I actually had one hospice nurse email me, and my sister is a hospice nurse, which I've talked about here on my channel before, and she was asking me if I thought it would be okay for her to get a bereavement gift for a teenager who had lost a family member. And for me, that's a clear yes. So just set these exceptions for yourself at the beginning so that you know how to respond when they come up. Another question that I got asked several times is if it would be okay to use things like gift cards or points to spend money. And personally, I feel like this is totally okay because that's not your own money. That's money that someone else has given you in the form of a gift card, or that a company has given you in the form of like loyalty points or something. So in that case, I think it's totally acceptable to use those kinds of things during your no spend challenge, but I'm sure everyone is different, and some other frugal living people might say, heck no, you can't spend that money. It's really up to you, but I would personally use those things completely guilt-free during my no spend challenge. Now, I did have some people asking me how they could do a no spend challenge on vacation, and to that I would say, don't. Enjoy your vacation, spend money, enjoy your time, and do a no spend challenge maybe when you come back if you want to do a little financial detox. Or do a no spend challenge before your vacation so you can save up for it and have a really nice vacation and maybe treat yourself to going out to eat, more often. Your vacation is not the time to be thinking about a no spend challenge. So as you can see on our no spend challenge principle, we did very well, but we did have to activate a couple exceptions, which I wrote down here at the bottom, and I thought I'd go over those with you. So on February 6th, I had to place an Amazon order because we ran out of Cetaphil, Aquaphor, and also my Revlon transparent setting powder that I use on my face to keep my makeup in place. And this was allowed because I made the exception that it was okay to replace things that break or run out. So that was a exception expense. Oh, and I also kept track of the amount. So that was 60 euros and 24 cents. And then on the 11th, my husband had to go to Bauhaus because my youngest son had to bring some small nails for an arts and crafts project that they were doing at his school. So he had to run out and buy some like 1.5 centimeter nails. They were making rainmakers. How cute. And we also had to send him with some a paper towel roll and some rice, but we already had those other two things, and so we only needed to buy the nails, and that was 4 euros and 90 cents. And then on the 13th, I had to go out and buy cough medicine because both of my boys got sick, and we have this natural cough medicine for kids that we buy from the apotheca here, and I think that I bought 2. because they both needed it, and it's something that we can go through fast when they're drinking it every night. We just give it every night before bed so that they can sleep better. So I got that, and again, that was something that was allowed in my exceptions for medications, and that was a total of 17 euros and 96 cents. Now here on the 17th, we have a purchase that I marked in red, and it was the one purchase that I marked in red. However, when I started thinking about it later, I don't think that this should have been marked in red, but let me talk it through with you, and then maybe you can vote down in the comment section below if you think it should have been counted as a green or a red day. So basically what happened is my kids had Fasching and they wanted to dress up for school. And Fasching is a traditional German celebration. It's also called Carnival. And basically people dress up in costumes and celebrate before Lent and Ash Wednesday. And what happened is last year, I promised them that this year for Fasching and Halloween, we would get them new costumes because they've been wearing the same costumes every year for quite a while and they were outgrowing them, they were getting worn out, and it was really time for them to have new costumes. But because I'm not super up on the German holidays, it was something that totally slipped my mind until it was right there and the school was sending us notices that there was going to be a Fasching party at school. And my oldest son went as Link from Legend of Zelda, and my youngest son was more of a DIY costume and he went as a ninja. And I'm gonna be totally straight up with this. I got absolutely price gouged because again, I forgot about Fasching and I was like buying on Amazon at the absolute last minute. So that order totaled 55 euros and 94 cents. And I marked it in red on our NoSpend Challenge printable, but now I'm kind of thinking that it should have been green because when I set my rules back at the beginning of the month, what I said was that it would be allowed for my kids to be able to buy stuff if they were invited to parties. And even though it's not a birthday party, Fasching party and dressing up for Fasching is kind of still like a party, right? So I would love to hear your opinion on this. Leave me a comment down below and let me know. Comment with red if you think it was a slip up, and comment with green if you think it should have been counted as an exception. I can't wait to hear your thoughts about this. And by the way, if you aren't already part of our family here on YouTube, maybe take a moment to go down and hit the little red subscribe button to subscribe to our channel and join our minimalist family, where we love to talk about topics related to decluttering, minimalism, and frugal living. I hope to see you around. Okay, and then for our last exception on the 20th, we had to buy a new school writing book for Guga because he filled up one of his school books, and so we needed to replace one of those lined books. That was 8 euros and 48 cents. So all in all, we spent a total of 147 euros and 52 cents on these little exceptions and questionable whoopsies. And because I always budget and track every single month, I was able to determine that we have saved an extra 730 euros by cutting out these purchases and finding small ways to save money during this challenge. So I hope that I was able to answer any of your questions about NoSpend challenges and how to do them the right way. And if you're joining me later and you missed the beginning of this challenge, don't worry, because you can start a NoSpend challenge anytime. And if you're ready to get started with yours, make sure to go check out this video, or I'll see you next week. Until then, take care. Bye bye.